It's Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. I'm very excited for Downtown Chatdown. Just really excited for that. We had a promo for that.
Yeah.
I really can't wait. Kyle Madson, top story, Sports 1140. Yeah, that's me. Drew Brees set the all-time passing record last night. He had 363 yards in the game. That was more than enough to pass Peyton Manning on the all-time passing yards list for number one on the all-time passing yards list. That is the Saints blew out Washington 43-19. The Dodgers beat the Braves 6-2 to move on to the National League Championship Series, where they will face the Brewers. The Astros beat the Indians 11-3 to complete a sweep. They're on to the ALCS. They await the winner of Red Sox-Yankees. The Red Sox took a 2-1 lead in that 5-game ALDS with a 16-1 beatdown of the Yankees last night at Yankees Stadium. And the Kings beat Maccabi Haifa 132-100 last night at the Golden One Center. They're back at it Thursday at home against the Utah Jazz. Those are your top stories. And now it's back to the drive with Carmichael Dave.
That's me.
That's Carmichael Dave.
Carmichael
Dave.
Carmichael Dave.
Sports 1140 KSHK.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what? Everybody, listen up. Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk. Get on the phone at 339-1140. Pretty awesome, huh? Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
This guy on the text line, brought to you by Jiffy Lube at 441140. He is pissed that we talked about tomato soup in the last segment. He is very angry. He's being very respectful to me. He hates you. You know, I'm the one who... Yeah. Let's see. Wow, nothing but respect for Carmichael Dave. This morning show is trash. Hopefully you guys can pick things up soon. You're talking about tomato soup. Kyle Madson is garbage. And I respond, I said, well, though I agree with you on the Kyle part.
Yeah.
I got to stand in front of him. I brought up the tomato soup. You know, it's my... But I understand where you're coming from. And so we will endeavor to do better in the future. But that being said...
I don't understand why my dad just doesn't text me.
Right at me, Dad. I will say gazpacho is not tomato soup, and I love gazpacho. I make it twice a year in the summertime. That's actually very, very good if it's done right. Little sour cream on the top. Kind of reminds you of a borscht, which I don't like. But the sour cream in this, it works very well.
I've not had a gazpacho either.
You never had a gazpacho?
I don't think so.
You understand? You know what it is? It's basically a tomato base. Lots of raw veggies popped in there.
I was very sheltered in my sheltered. I was picky with my food growing up.
Sure.
So I missed out on a lot of things. Like I just recently in the last year got turned on to Indian food.
Oh, love it! I love 30% of Indian food.
Like, give me some chicken karahi and I'm in there.
Very much love-hate relationship with Indian food. I do not like about half of it. I said 30%. Half of it I just can't do. I can't do it. But the other half, like samosas and chicken tikka masala,
yes.
The naan bread all day long.
Yes. Ethiopian food I've tried. Love it.
I think what we're going to have to do here, and then we'll move on.
Expand my horizons a little bit.
Well, I'll bring you in some gazpacho next summer if we're still working.
Okay.
I think what we're going to have to do here, this is what I smell. I smell what The Rock is cooking. And I also smell a soup bracket. As we get closer to winter, I think we're going to have to do a holiday soup bracket. I think we can come up with, it's not going to be 64 teams. It'll be 32 because I don't want to have to deal with, clam chowder, the 1 seed versus squash peanut soup or I don't know, whatever. Let's just get a good 32 soups.
Broccoli cheddar's got to be on there.
Baked cheddar,
potato.
Right. You'll have your 1 seeds will probably be clam chowder, chicken soup.
Chicken noodle soup?
Well, we'll have to decide that too. Do we separate them all? Chicken soup, chicken with rice, chicken with noodles?
Does chili make it?
That was the next thing I was going to say. I don't
think chili's a soup.
Well, chili, technically, I think most people...
it's not a soup, dude. It doesn't have a broth.
They
it's
think
a meat
it's a
base.
stew.
Yeah.
Chili as a soup is kind of the same thing as a hot dog, a sandwich.
Right, yeah. For our purposes, it's not a soup. In my opinion.
From the 916, as an Indian guy, y'all sound hella white talking about Indian food.
Yeah.
LOL. Hey, listen.
No disrespect.
A, you got me. Guilty. B, I love food from other cultures. I think that food can bring us together in ways that a lot of things cannot. I've tried a lot of Indian food. I've tried a lot of American food. Some I really don't like. There's some Indian food that I don't react very well to. There's some that I have in my freezer right now. I have samosas in my freezer with mint chutney in my freezer. Put them in the oven, put the chutney in the microwave for a minute. Boom, there's a snack.
Wish you could have seen your face.
I'm saying.
You're so satisfied with yourself.
The Dodgers and Astros have advanced. That's not a surprise. It doesn't kind of seem like the Braves and Indians were like, hey, we're here. But we're not really real.
I thought the Braves had put up a better fight than they did. And I thought Cleveland would get a game.
Don't we think that in the case of a team like the Braves, don't they kind of have the disease of the Cubs and the Rams that we've been talking about, where it's just a year early for them probably? They're not there, and I don't think their team, their roster as constructed can win a World Series. But
no.
You don't think the Braves have some younger guys and they had the managerial turnaround? You don't think it's a situation?
Their over-under win total was like 73.5 or 74.5.
Sure.
Like, they way overachieved this year.
Totally. That's what. No,
they're going to be right back. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, you said no.
No, that was a no. Like, no, their roster isn't ready.
Okay. Like, wait, you're making my points. So, the Indians are a different animal altogether because this team's in its prime. Like, they're good to go. Was it last year? Would they win like 16 in a row or something at one point? And it just seemed like it's either last year or the year before. It just seemed like they kind of peaked too early. This year, they just kind of were there all year. Like, oh, they're a good team. They're going to win the division.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
A, their division was terrible. B, last year they won, I think, 23 in a row.
Was it 23? It was something silly. They also didn't have the Twins breathing down their neck this year. As you said, their division was easy. But really, it really seems like this is kind of preordained that the Astros and Red Sox were going to be. The Red Sox have not won yet. But let's just go ahead and assume they are going to win. It just kind of seems preordained that the Red Sox and Astros, that's your ALCS. I'll say something else. You never know what's going to happen. And baseball's great about that. But it also seems to me like the Astros and Red Sox, that's your World Series. Those are, to me, the two best teams in baseball.
Yeah, I think so. They were all year. Although the Brewers have the feel of a team that's just getting hot at the right time.
Oh God, I hope. I am so all in on them winning the World Series.
Yeah, that would be a super fun story. I think my ideal World Series is like Brewers Astros. That's of the teams left, that's my ideal.
Okay, but if you knew in advance that the Brewers were going to win, wouldn't your ideal World Series be Brewers, Red Sox?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love nothing more than to see big bad Boston come in against dumb Milwaukee that nobody cares about, and then have those cheeseheads just annihilate.
Yeah.
The
they
other guys.
They pitch their asses off, and they get timely hitting, and Christian Yelich might win the MVP. They're just a really solid, really good team, and I think a series between them and the Astros would be a lot of fun.
I don't want to say this.
Oh, you're gonna say it anyway.
I am. If the Dodgers do get hot though, and it seems like they are. And if Kenley Jansen can get back on track and obviously figure out his health, the Dodgers also seem like that team that has a combination of, if they get hot at the right time, they do have the talent to win the whole thing. Clayton Kershaw just goes crazy, says, dude, I'm giving you 3 wins. Like, I'm going to give you 27 innings in the World Series of shutout baseball, basically.
Mm-hmm.
If Clayton Kershaw decides he's just going to go Bumgarner, You know, it's like we're not talking about the Dodgers because we're just used to them choking, and they will. They will choke. It's inevitable. They'll choke. And then everyone will pull out that VHS tape and watch their World Series win in 1988. But they do have the talent. They do have a lot of talent on that squad.
Yeah, and if future person comes back to right now and goes, hey, the Dodgers won the World Series in 5 games against the Red Sox or Astros, I'd be a little surprised, but I'm not blown away by that.
Can I tell you that we have now, I've counted for the last 7 minutes, done solid baseball talk with like good insight and questions, and nobody on the text line wants to talk about anything but soup and Indian food. Not a single text. 1, 2, 3 pages.
For me, hey, what concerns me is if guy who was mad at me earlier likes me now. Like, he is my key demo.
Okay,
today.
so I said, listen, while I agree with you about Kyle, I'm the one who brought up tomato soup. Every once in a while we go off the beaten path. Always have done that back to the old night show. It happens. You know, sports is our umbrella, but we're dumb guys who like to talk about dumb stuff. And he goes, copy that. I mean, he's trying to be nice. He says, copy that.
Right.
Like I said, nothing but respect for you.
I always call people garbage when I'm trying to be nice.
You've done so much for this city. I want to see you continue to succeed in your career. Like, he's worried about...
Oh,
like,
he thinks I am going to be the reason your career
He thinks
fails.
you're screwing me, but, like, I brought it up. That's where I'm trying to get across to him. Like, I don't care. If you don't like a segment, that's fine, but it's on me. Like,
sure.
I can't blame you for that.
Sure.
You just
I'm just, like I said, that guy is my demo today.
You want to turn him, don't you?
Yeah, I want that guy to like me.
You want to flip him. From the 209, the Dodgers won't win the World Series, period. Kershaw is not mad bummed. The Brewers are going to smoke them. I hope so, because the Brewers would be...
I could see that.
They'd be an insane story.
With that.
They would be ridiculous. And having to go through loss, the Brewers will very likely have to go through, well, they'll actually most certainly almost have to go through Los Angeles and then either Boston or the defending world champions. Or the New York Yankees. Either way, Milwaukee's like the team nobody cares about.
Right. They're going to have home field for the NLCS.
If I went to I'm going to go to the Kings game on Thursday. Ooh, I'm going to the Kings game. If I went to the game, and Kyle, what do you think would happen if I took my phone and put it on old voice memos? Those are sports fans, maybe not guaranteed baseball fans. And I took 10 people aside, and I said, name as many current Milwaukee Brewers as you can. What would be your over-under? Total up all the Brewers they named, divide it by 10. What's your over-under the amount of Brewers people
Different Brewers?
Well, yeah, if they name the same Brewer, that'd be weird.
So if all 10 say Christian Yelich, they name
I got you. Then that would be 1. Yes, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Christian Yelich. That's 3.
I think the over-under, I would set it at... Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh, I think I would set it at 1.5.
Oh, that is the exact line. That is the exact line I had in my head. I would set it at 1.5.
Maybe you get what's his name? Eric Thames? Eric Thames?
Like the river?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be like, okay, so if we're like, all right, Christian Yelich.
Who's their guy that was in the Jesus Aguilar? Who was in the home run
Who's
derby?
the reliever that got booed at the All-Star game for the racist tweets?
Josh Hader.
Yeah, him.
Christian
Yelich.
Like, I've been watching their games.
Dude,
and
I know.
I don't know.
No, let's really do this right now. How many Brewers can we name? We named, what, 2, 3?
All right, well, let's do it
when we
maybe
come
in the
back.
7:30.
I want everybody listening right now, just do a little game. Don't Google it. Don't be dumb. How many current Milwaukee Brewers can you name? And then text me in the number. And if you cheat, by the way, if you look it up, or if you pad your total, it's going to be a really bad karma day for you. I'm just telling you. We have no way. I just want to see. And the manager doesn't count. Talking about players and not former players. Stop texting me Prince Fielder.
Robin Yount.
No, I'm looking at
Paul Molitor.
I'm looking at a Paul Molitor Robin Yount text. You can see for yourself right in front of my face. No, current Brewers. Just text me the number. Back with Fort Ed territory. On the Drive, Sports 1140 KHTK.
Leaving your car away from your radio? Don't worry, because the KHTK app will allow you to catch all the shows you love. Never miss The Drive or Jim Rome. Catch every minute of The Lowdown and Grant and Doug. Just download the app now and get all your favorite shows on your digital device of choice. The all-new Sports 1140 app. Get it today.
Some dude says 12. Shut up. You can name 12 Brewers. No, you can't. Unless you could probably play for the Brewers and not name 12 Brewers. I told you, if you lie, you're going to have a bad day. So text me back tomorrow, 12 Brewer guy, and tell me what bad thing happened to you later today. Because it's going to happen. Like, you're going to lose your wallet. You're going to step on a Lego. Yeah, you're gonna have one of them hangnails that won't stop bleeding. What you're not going to do is you're not going to be rewarded with Fire Wings. You're not allowed to go to Fire Wings today, young man, for lying about the Brewers thing. You're not allowed to go to Fire Wings where Kyle Madson has taken out 19 of 21 flavors. That is a phenomenal feat. Breaded Malaysian curry, that's my jam. But Dragon Wing, Peking, Original, Buffalo.
You, listener as well, obviously, but you, Dave, need to try the breaded Jamaican jerk.
So I've tried the unbreaded Jamaican jerk. I have not tried the breaded Jamaican jerk. And I rather enjoyed the Jamaican jerk because you got the nutmeg.
Yes. It's like Christmas in your mouth.
Laverne and Shirley were not Brewers. I mean, they were. Okay. Anyways, there are many different locations of Fire Wings to choose from. It is the perfect, not the okay or not the really good. It is the perfect fast casual dining option for you and the whole family. Just go to firewings.com, find the location nearest you, and you tell them Dave and Kyle sent you.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, brought to you by the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. Milwaukee is in the NLCS for the first time since 2011, and the Brewers will chase their first pennant since 1982. Their secret weapon, Eric Kratz. The journeyman catcher is playing in his 17th season, encompassing 30 minor league and 7 big league teams. He was with the 2013 Phillies and last year's Yankees, but both left him off the playoff rosters. He won a ring with the 2015 Royals, but never left the bench. So until Friday's Game 2 against Colorado, Kratz had never appeared in a postseason game. At 38 years and 112 days old, he became the oldest player to make his postseason debut since 1905. Kratz had 2 hits Friday and 3 more, including a double in yesterday's clincher. Good things come to those who wait. I'm Boomer Esiason.
It's Ford F-150 Radio. So Ford, the official truck of the NFL, is recognizing the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week. Marty, go.
Muirhawk in high school, the Purple Panthers, that was an offensive line.
Ford F-150 is saluting the best NFL O-line. And like those O-lines, the Ford F-150 doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
I remember the big game, state semis.
Go to NFL.com and follow NFL analyst and former Pro Bowl center Sean O'Hara as he picks the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week.
I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Fast is the nation's largest gig speed network. Beyond Fast is the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup. That means whether you're downloading big files, swiping credit cards, or emailing your sales team or customers, your business can go on even if the power goes out. When you're a business owner, you need speed and reliability. For a limited time, make the switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Just one more way you can take your business beyond. Get fast, reliable internet and add voice for just $24.95 more per month. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 12/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and available only to new Comcast Business customers. Early termination fee applies. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited to up to 6 hours.
MadeitCars.com has big savings on over 2,000 vehicles. Easy financing for everyone. Over 7,500 4-star reviews, all in one place. MadeitCars.com. See why everyone is saying, made a great deal at Maida.
It's time for 4 Down territory on the Drive. First down.
Four Down territory brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Just told you. 3 touchdowns worth of flavors with extra points. Firewings.com, just wing it. Kyle Madson. Tuesday edition of 4 Down territory is always our players of the week. Question number 1.
Who is your player of the week?
There are a lot of guys you could give this to. I'm going to take the easy route. I'm going to give it to Drew Brees. I'm going to give it to Drew Brees because it's not every week you get a guy who sets an all-time passing record. By the way, he was also 26 of 29, which I believe is the 3rd highest completion percentage over the last, how long? Derek Carr's on that list?
Like 153 rating.
153.2, Kyle. 0.2. 3 touchdowns, no picks, 43-19. And not only that, Mark Ingram came back. They got him right in the offense. Traquan Smith had 2 touchdowns. Josh Hill had a touchdown. Not Michael Thomas. It just goes to show you he can spread the ball around to anyone. Just plug them in with Drew Brees. They're going to be fantastic at some point during the year. So, yeah, I know there's other choices, but to me, Drew Brees seems like the right one.
I'm going to go with Isaiah Crowell for the Jets.
It's a great pick.
15 carries, 219 yards, a touchdown. Got the Jets a big win against Denver. And anytime you have a running back go for over 200 yards, especially as efficiently as he did on 15 carries, that's going to get my vote.
All righty. Second down. Second down.
Second down.
Who's your rookie of the week?
When it comes to rookies of the week and defensive players of the week, it's always subjective. Probably missing somebody here, but tough for me to not give it to Kwan Bartley. I very much enjoyed his performance. Not that big of a deal on the ground. 15 carries, 48 yards. But he added in 4 catches for 81 yards, including a 57-yarder, 2 touchdowns, and he threw for a he received the touchdown from Odell Beckham Jr. How great was that? Yeah. Proving that Odell Beckham Jr., even though he can't shut his mouth, might be the best quarterback in New York. I'm sure there are other great options, but hey, listen, that was a very surprising performance by the Giants. Took a 63-yard field goal for them to lose that game in Carolina, which is 3-1. I'm going to give it to Kwan Bartley.
My rookie of the week is going to be Baker Mayfield. Shout out to him getting his first win as a starter. He was 25 of 43, 342 yards, a touchdown, a pick. He was also sacked 5 times.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, got his first win as a starter. So shout out to Bakes.
Third down.
Third down.
Who's your defensive player of the week?
Okay, so this is another one where you could give it to a number of different people, and I hate to do this, Raider fan, but God, Melvin Ingram was everywhere. Melvin Ingram was everywhere on Sunday. He was not the reason that they won the game, but golly, he was one of the big reasons. He led the team, or tied with Perryman for the lead in tackles for the Chargers with 7. He had a sack, 2 tackles for loss. He defended the old pass. He hit the quarterback. And, of course, he had the big pick in a pretty crucial moment. Again, lots of choices here, but Melvin Ingram, for me, made as much of a difference as anyone in the NFL on Sunday.
I'm sticking with a local game here. I'm going Josh Bynes, the Arizona Cardinals linebacker. He racked up 11 tackles, had a sack, and picked up a C.J. Beathard fumble and returned it for a touchdown to help kind of put that game away. So Josh Bynes is going to get my vote for 11 tackles, sack, and a touchdown.
Josh Bynes, also a Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah.
Like, somebody going to argue? Do they know? Fourth down.
Fourth down. Fourth down.
What was your feel-good story of the week?
I'll tell you what my feel-good story of the week is. There is a writer for the Sacramento Bee. His name is Ryan Willis. I go back and forth with him on Twitter all the time, but truth be told, I love Ryan. He's a good guy. I will never forget the night we spent together in Portland, Oregon, touring downtown. I had gone up there to cover the MLS talks, and I had rented a car, and the car I rented was like the compact. And then when I checked in, they said, hey, by the way, just so you know, we're kind of slow. You can have this like compact Yaris or whatever it was, or for $10 more, we have a brand new cherry red convertible Mustang. I went, oh, take my money. So I'm driving around Portland in this convertible Mustang. I pick up Lillis after the old thing, and we went and had a couple RC Colas, buddy. That's for sure. He's a good guy, and he tweeted out last week that he was taking his 8-year-old son to go see his team, the Buffalo Bills, for the first time in his life. Now, that's not like a hop and a skip. That is also a jump.
A mission.
Where there were delays, I know he said, on the trip. But he took, and Ryan is a massive Bills fan, and there is no such thing as a bandwagon Bills fan. Takes his 8-year-old son to Buffalo. They're playing the Titans, who are 3-1 and have had some really quality wins this year, including that Eagles win. And they go in there, and he gets to see, imagine this, a Buffalo Bills kicker hit the game-winning field goal for a change. And that was his son's first experience. If I'm Ryan, I'm never taking my son to another. That should be his son's lifetime memory. I don't even let him watch the Bills on TV anymore.
You're no longer a Bills fan.
This is.
You did it.
Always remember this. That has nothing to do with on the field. That, for me, it is a feel-good story that the Bills and Bills fans got that, but that kind of touched my heart. Good for Ryan and good for his kid. That's my feel-good of the week.
I'm going to be lame and pick Drew Brees.
Okay.
It sets the all-time passing record. He did it at home. There was a large bearded Saints fan crying in the stands.
That's true.
Drew Brees has done a lot for the city of New Orleans, brought him a championship. It's just another cool thing to add to his legacy there.
It's another reason why I'm pretty sure if it's not the Grizzlies, the Pelicans will be in Seattle soon. I've kind of adopted New Orleans and spent enough time out there to know that town, it's LSU, Saints, and nobody cares about anything. It's LSU, Saints, and Mardi Gras. Nobody, they just don't care. And there's diehard Pelicans fans. Don't get me wrong. Every fan base. There's diehard Hawks fans. There's diehard Grizzlies fans. There's even diehard Suns fans. They all have them. But on a grand scale, the city of New Orleans does not care about the Pelicans whatsoever. But they do care about the Saints. And Drew Brees did not start in New Orleans, but he's going to finish, we believe, in New Orleans and has certainly become a king in that town. Not a Sacramento King, though, who we'll be talking about next. The Kings beat Maccabi Haifa last night. Nobody really cares about that, but let's talk a little bit about the game. And nobody cares because it was Maccabi Haifa. I want to talk about the game, and then I want to start talking to you all about some questions going in. Now, we will be doing a full preview of the Kings opening week, of course. But as we inch closer, I want to start soft previewing. I want to get the pulse of the old nation here and find out things like what is, for example, your single biggest question about the Sacramento Kings going into this year. So we'll recap last night. We'll get into some of that next. And then Matt Barrows at 8:05 to wrap up the 49ers week right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
This is the Capital City Sports Station with a capital KHTK.
Got a step. He goes to the rim. He throws down a vicious two-hand jam.
The Kings play here. This is Sports 1140 KHTK.
At Universal Men's Clinic, we focus on helping men suffering from low testosterone or ED. If you often feel low energy, have a decrease in your libido, or difficulty in the bedroom, you may have a treatable medical condition. These symptoms occur in many men over the age of 30. The medical staff at Universal Men's Clinic will evaluate your diagnosis and blood test to determine what medical treatments are available for you.
I'm Dr. Charles Arakaki of the Universal Men's Clinic, where we specialize in treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. With modern medicine and the latest technology, our patients experience a high level of care.
Come in for an office visit. For those with a treatable condition, the medical staff will create a customized treatment plan including monitoring your progress in a professional and confidential atmosphere. Call Universal Men's Clinic at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
It's time for Clinique Gift at Macy's, and your free 7-piece gift with your Clinique purchase of $29 or more is the perfect fall beauty refresh. Discover Clinique cult classics, including our famous cleansers. Plus, get an exclusive Clinique pouch to stash them in. You'll also get best-selling lip gloss or eyeshadow, lipstick, and more. Give yourself an extra treat with a deluxe skincare surprise and a Clinique headband, all with your Clinique purchase of $55 or more. It's all you need this fall. One to a client, please, while supplies last. Only during Clinique Gift at Macy's. Hurry, now through October 9th.
I used to leave voicemails for myself because the only one I could trust to get something done right was me.
Hey, you, it's me. Remember to order safety goggles and grab some milk on your way home.
But now I use Grainger. Grainger's got the technical support you'd expect from America's #1 source for industrial-grade supplies. They're in the business of helping my business, so no more talking to myself. Now I talk to Grainger, because when it comes to keeping your business running, Grainger's got your back. Call or click Grainger.com to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dine out for life on Thursday, October 11th. Meta Subaru and the Sunburst Projects invite you to one of the most fun and community-engaging events. Dine out for life Sacramento, Thursday, October 11th. Some of Sacramento's best restaurants, bars, and breweries will donate a portion of their proceeds to Sunburst Projects, helping those affected by HIV and AIDS in our community. For more information and a list of participating restaurants, please go to diningoutforlife.com/Sacramento. Dine out for life on Thursday, October 11th.
Sacramento homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, rusty water, or pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe Specialist has been serving the Sacramento area for many years, collectively repiping over 35,000 homes in our 25-plus years. We've built a reputation on offering the most efficient repipe process for customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialists only uses the best repiping materials with high-quality PAX or USA Grade L copper pipes. For a limited time, take advantage of our most affordable offer. Right now, on approved credit, get 0% interest for an entire year. That's right, a quality home repipe, wall patching, and a lifetime guarantee, and 0% interest. Repipe Specialist provides a free in-home estimate explaining the process tailored for your home. So call Repipe Specialist today for your free in-home estimate at 888-256-6379. 888-256-6379. 888-256-6379.
No matter who you are, there's something special about saying, I'm a college graduate. And it's even better when you can apply what you're learning to the career path you're pursuing. At Colorado State University Global Campus, our 100% online programs are personalized to align with your goals, so you'll be more than ready for the job market. When you receive your bachelor's degree, you'll already be using the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed. Visit csuglobal.edu, where online education isn't another thing we do, it's all we do.
Subject to dealer stock on hand and approved customer credit. See dealer for details.
Here, Roseville, think Lexus. Now think the L Certified Fall Collection event. Cream of the Crop Certified's available right now at Lexus of Roseville, located in the Roseville Auto Mall.
Lexus Roseville. Sports 1140 KHTK's coverage of high school football is presented by Wingstop. Listen every Friday night to the Wingstop High School Football Wrap-Up Show and get all the coverage on KHTK.com.
Now your sports update. Sports update. Powered by Mercury Insurance.
This is Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. Thank you. Drew Brees set the all-time passing yards record last night. He threw for 363 yards, which is more than enough to pass Peyton Manning for #1 all-time on the passing yards list. New Orleans beat Washington 43-19 to wrap up Week 5 of the NFL season. The Dodgers beat the Braves 6-2. They move on to the NLCS, where they will face the Brewers. The Astros moved on to the ALCS with an 11-3 win to complete a sweep of the Indians. The Red Sox blew out the Yankees 16-1 at Yankee Stadium to take a 2-1 lead in their American League Division Series. Boston and the Yankees play again tonight. If Boston wins, they will move on to face the Astros in the ALCS. Brock Holt for the Red Sox hit for the cycle. He became the first player to ever hit for the cycle in the MLB postseason. And the Kings beat Maccabi Haifa 132-100 last night. Buddy Hield He had a good night. 22 points. He was 4-4 from beyond the arc. Justin Jackson had 18 points. The Kings' next preseason matchup comes Thursday at home against Utah. Those are your top stories. And now it's back to the drive with Carmichael Dave on Sports 1140 KHTK.
It's The Drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
We have an alert here. We have a Twitter beef alert coming out of the National Football League. We'll get to the Kings here in a second.
Oh, is this
Barrows.
Michael Thomas and
Just
Josh
Michael
Norman.
Thomas and Josh Norman.
This is really, really good.
Norman was one of several Redskins to criticize Thomas after the Saints' 43-19 victory Monday night. Quote, "That guy, to speak on him, I will not waste my breath. I'm sorry, I will not. He's not worthy of it. He'll never be worthy of it." Washington Post reporter tweeted Norman's quote. Thomas, in response, said, I'm quoting here, by the way, "Made that boy check out after the first half," referring to Josh Norman's brief benching. Norman, in a tweet that he has since deleted, responded by accusing Thomas of clout chasing, followed by an emoji of a clown. There's Michael Thomas. Here's his tweets. "Zone corner, play your role. LOL, you don't even have no clout to chase. I didn't have to do nothing but punk you all day and watch you bust coverages all games and cost your team. So who's really a clown? And I'm going to bully you every time I see you, just so you know. Hashtag sis. You're my son. Go to bed, son. I was punking you all night. Give me a break. At your coach so you can put your so-called tough guy self in timeout again. I got you crying to the media in your cheap suit, and in my mentions crying. You're 30 years old, dude. Life comes at you fast. And then finally, you're corny for deleting your tweets. We're grown men. Walk it like you talk it. Goofball con artist. This is my favorite part when we find out you're not who you say you are." Oh, I love football. Thomas apparently wore a ski mask during pregame introductions, of which Sean Payton said, "I'm not a big fan of the ski mask, honestly. I am a big fan of Mike, though, and how he plays. He's an emotional player." Well, scoreboard, right? I mean,
yeah, I think that's all you got to say.
Right?
That's what I think. That's what's kind of funny to me in this scenario is Josh Norman's like, yeah, like, okay, great. Even if you did, you caught an L, man.
You kind of got crushed by an L. Now, here's what I'm a little confused with Josh Norman about. Josh Norman's a pretty good trash talker. So in the midst of all these tweets, how does he not say at some point, "Hey, nice to see you not taking performance enhancers and playing your first game of the year"?
What?
Right?
Who?
Michael Thomas?
Uh-huh.
Was suspended?
No, he wasn't.
Hold on a second.
Michael Thomas has been dominating for my fantasy team all year.
Hold on a second.
Mark Ingram was suspended.
Oh, my God. I have always, there are two sets of guys in the NFL.
Oh, this is going to be good.
That I always confuse. And for some reason, why am I confusing Mark Ingram and Michael Thomas? Why? No,
Dude,
help me out.
I got nothing for you. One's a running back who's been in the league
and one
for several years out of Alabama. The other one's, I think, in his third season out of Ohio State, and he's a wide receiver.
Why would I confuse?
They both play for the Saints, and their names start with M?
That might be it. Why was Ingram out?
PED suspension. He came back last night and scored 3 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns? However many he had.
Why would I say Michael Thomas?
I have no idea.
Was Michael Thomas ever suspended?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, he was. He was suspended second year. 4-game suspension in July for violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, okay.
Is that why I did it?
What?
Is that why I confused them?
Are you sure it was the Saints, Michael Thomas?
No. It's the Rams, Michael Thomas. I have too much stuff in my head, man.
You do, dude.
I really do.
Probably all the soups.
Yeah, so why didn't he say that? Why didn't Josh Norman say that? Why didn't?
Hey, you remember when that guy with the same name as you was suspended for 4 games?
Why didn't
Boom.
Why didn't Josh Norman call him the wrong name by the wrong team?
Hey, how about your running back on his PEDs?
From Rich, maybe you were thinking of the Michael Thomas that plays for the Brewers.
Hey, you got PED suspension?
The Kings beat Maccabi Haifa yesterday. That's who they played, right?
Yeah, Maccabi Haifa also plays left field for the Brewers.
I just want to make sure I'm not confusing with the Heat or the Knicks. Oh, God. You got a reliever? I would take off my jacket now. I'm taking my jacket off because I got warm and embarrassment. I was warmly embarrassed. We go back to tomato soup. All right, the Kings beat Maccabi Haifa last night. All right, yeehaw. First off, if we're going to goof on losses, let's have some fun with wins. What was it? Was it against a team that would struggle to win a game in the NBA? Probably. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just the NBA's best league in the world. So you're playing a bunch of guys that would never be in the NBA and a couple of guys that maybe could and definitely have. But they're all professionals. It's not like they were playing, Wood Creek High.
Right.
Shade thrown at Wood Creek. But you saw some things that were very fun. You saw Nemanja Bjelica make his debut. And, again, it's very tough to gauge because it's not only preseason, but it's preseason against Maccabi Haifa. But you saw him stretch the floor. I don't think Bjelica is going to have 3 blocks a game. In fact, I'll guarantee that doesn't happen. But when he was on the floor, this team was better, and it's not really a coincidence. He had a plus 22. Second only to Buddy Hield, who was the Buddy Hield we all want to see so badly. 9 of 11, made all 4 of his 3-pointers. He had 22 points, 5 assists in 27 minutes. Willie Cauley-Stein, he was pretty damn close to a triple-double. 21 minutes, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, did not turn the ball over on 50-something% shooting. It's hard to gauge. Justin Jackson.
There you go.
What?
I was waiting for you to bring up Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson had 18 points in 24 minutes. He shot 7 of 12. He made half his 3-pointers. It was good to see him. I don't think I've had an issue. Well, I have had an issue with his lack of aggression. But I like that he took 12 shots. In fact, he took a team-high 12 shots. That tells me either something clicked in his head or Dave Yeager, one of the coaches, got in his ear, or a combination of both. I don't care why. But you see flashes with him.
Confirmed last night that Matt George hates Justin Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, tweeted credit where it's due. Justin Jackson is stroking it tonight or whatever. He's
that
at
is what he
18
said.
points.
Yeah, easy, Matt. Yeah, he said Justin Jackson.
Credit where it's due? Interesting. I say that about teams I don't like and players I don't like.
Could he have, I hate standing in front of Matt George, but could he have just
he didn't mean anything malicious
he'd been
by it.
slamming
I'm messing
Justin
around.
Jackson.
I'm messing around.
Scalabiciere got in for 6 minutes.
Proud of him.
That's he got in for 6 garbage minutes against Maccabi Haifa.
Super buff this offseason, though.
Okay. I mean, he did. I saw some numbers on Harry Giles, his per 36. Pretty interesting.
Okay, but who cares? What about that behind-the-back pass?
That's really the whole deal.
Dude.
That behind-the-back drop-off to Marvin Bagley, I'm not going to lie, and I tweeted it last night, I peed. Just a little, but it was like when a dog gets really excited. I peed a little bit.
Just an unbelievable move.
Grabs it in stride, drops it behind him. And by the way, Harry Giles should and will get credit for that pass. But let's throw a little bit of credit Bagley's way, because how many times do you see situations like that, especially with guys that are playing together fresh, and it just bounces off the guy's knee? Like, he's not ready for it. Credit to Marvin Bagley for having the reflexes and the awareness to be ready for that pass. Was very happy about. Last night was a fun game to watch, although was not too stoked that it was tied up at 25 after the first quarter. Kings went on to score 41, 35, and 31 points in the next three quarters, and they win by 32, which they should. They'll play the Jazz on Thursday. I don't know if the Jazz are going to play everybody and how many minutes Quinn Snyder's going to put people out there for, but that'll be more of your test. And this is like a soft home preseason opener. Also interesting that you had De'Aaron Fox and Frank Mason in the starting lineup together, along with Bielitsa. You continue to see Bagley and Giles come off the bench. So, a couple questions I have for Kings fans. You can participate on the phone if you want at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text us in at 441140 as well. And you can tweet the drive at the drive 1140. Your tweet might get on the old video cast. Are Kings fans going to be upset if Bagley and Giles don't start the year? And I'm really curious, as a noted Dave Yeager fan and defender, I really want to know what the downside would be to starting Bagley at the 4 and Giles at the 5. That's your future.
What I want to know where, like, what excuse is there to not do that?
That's what I'm looking for.
Unless the idea is we're trying to make the playoffs and these veterans give us the best chance to do that. I'm not even sure I believe that.
Well, they're not, and they can't. Like, the playoffs are an impossibility. And anyone thinking otherwise is wearing purple glasses.
Sure. So that's right. So that's the point here. Is that why are you not starting? If you are drawing a path to the postseason for the Kings, like, let's just drop what you just said.
Sure.
It involves those guys being very good and playing heavy minutes.
Yeah. And if your question is Willie Cauley-Stein, well, that doesn't matter. Willie Cauley-Stein's not the future of this team. I am a firm believer that Willie Cauley-Stein will not be here next year. Very firm believer. I would bet money on it. So you use him for how you use him. By the way, Harry Giles is going to foul out of about 70 games this year if he starts. Perhaps an overestimation, but he's going to have foul trouble this year. He will.
Yeah.
So will Bagley. But Harry Giles is really going to have foul trouble this year. That's to me, that's the one thing I see he's going to really struggle with, that and being pushed around down low. He's going to have issues there. But that's your future. And I'm a big believer in starting Sam Darnold. Start Baker Mayfield. Start Troy Aikman.
Right.
Start these guys. Let them get their licks in now. Let them get their odometers up right now. Because I don't care what's the difference between winning 25 games and 22 games. If with the 25 you're playing veterans and you're playing to win every night, and 22 games you're like, I'm going to do everything. Every decision I make as coach and GM, talking about Yeager and Vlade, every decision I make is going to be predicated upon what is best for the Sacramento Kings 2 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to inform every decision I make this year. And maybe there's an argument. Maybe if Dave Yeager were on the phone or in the studio right now, he'd say, actually, that is what I do. And to be honest with you, I don't want their confidence to get crushed right now. I also don't want them out there when they're fatigue can lead to injury. I want to make sure they're in NBA shape. I want to make sure they understand their bodies and the NBA speed a little bit more. I don't want to throw them to the Wolves and have them playing 36 minutes right now. I'm reaching, but I'm trying to think. Well, could that be it? Rick Adelman's go ahead.
If that's it, then I have a hard time believing that this team, and as it's currently constructed, is going anywhere. How many? And I'm honestly asking this because I haven't thought about it, but I'm just throwing this out there. How many guys come into the league, don't play very much early, and then develop into perennial all-stars? I know Kobe Bryant had to sit for a couple of years.
Right. LeBron James is right out of the gate great.
Right.
Kevin Garnett.
Like,
we'll say a very low number.
Right.
A very low number. Even Gordon Hayward, who nobody pegged as an all-star right away, was still playing minutes.
Right. There's the only way. I don't know. You figure the coaching staff knows the players way better than we do, and doesn't want their confidence to get shot and whatnot. But dude, if they're going to be able to play in this league, like, they got to be able to play play minutes.
I understand.
Yeah.
If I'm searching for reasons, Kyle, I mean, if we're really searching and trying to think outside the box, the most logical reason I can think to not start Harry Giles is because you want to start Willie Cauley-Stein. You want to get him max minutes.
Sure.
You want to build his value up, and you want to trade him.
Sure.
That to me is honestly, if I had to put reasons together as to why to start Willie over Harry, that's the only logical one I can think of.
So, but the issue then becomes, did they not draft Marvin Bagley because they thought he could play 3? So theoretically, they should be able to start all 3 of those guys.
You would think. But I think going into the season, De'Aaron Fox is going to be a lock at point guard.
Right. But real quick, going back to what you said, is that not then a huge issue for them? If the guy they drafted because they thought that he could stretch out and play the 3 can't do that?
I don't know if they drafted him because they thought he could play the 3, or if they drafted him and, oh, by the way, he can play some 3. Okay. See, there's still a lot of ambiguity in those quotes. They firmly believe that Marvin Bagley can play the 3 at times, but I don't think they're thinking we can start Marvin Bagley and play him 36 minutes at the 3. They think Marvin Bagley can slide over in lineups and play 3. That's what I think.
So in theory, then, you can still play Willie Cauley-Stein a ton of minutes while having Marvin Bagley and Harry Giles both on the floor.
In theory, theoretically, but we also have to take into account what is the other team countering with.
Sure.
So, no, guys, like, Oladipo's a good example. We're talking about players that didn't play, but Steph Curry, the only minutes restriction he was on basically was because of his injuries.
Yeah, Steph Curry was on an All-NBA team, or an All-Rookie team.
De'Aaron Fox is locked in at the 1. I do wonder if Bielitsa is going to start at the 3 until Bogdan comes back. I could see Jaeger doing that.
I think Buddy still comes off the bench?
I do. I think this is a big year for Buddy. I think all eyes are on Willie Cauley-Stein and what I believe to be his imminent departure. And people think I'm throwing shade at. Well, I'm not throwing shade at Willie. That's just what I think is going to happen. I think this is a big year for Buddy, too. I do. I think this is the year the Kings figure out, is Buddy part of our long-term future in our core, or are we going to move Buddy Hield? So going into this year, one of the questions I have written down to ask is, what is your single biggest question going into this season? And I would have to say, based on what we talked about, probably my single biggest question is, what is the rotation and minute distribution going to look like? Because quite frankly, other than De'Aaron Fox starting at the 1 opening night, now I think I know who the starting. I have a decent idea of the starting lineup's going to be. I don't have any of the other 4 guys locked in. I don't.
Yeah, I think your starting lineup on day 1 is going to be very different from your starting lineup in game 10.
Sure.
In game 30.
And ultimately, it comes down to how many minutes the guy plays overall. If the guy's not playing, he's not starting. He's playing
Monty
32
Ginobili
minutes. It's fine.
Was a 6-man his whole career.
Rick Adelman got crap all the time. He's the greatest coach this city has ever seen, and he held Peja Stojakovic on the bench for a full year behind Corliss Williamson. And Peja was clearly the better player, but that's the way Adelman stuck to his rotations. Then again, the team was a playoff team at the time. It's a different story. Over the next few days, we'll get to some more. What are your single biggest questions about the season? And what would you consider a successful year? Is it wins? Is it development? Is it a combination of both? And if the Kings end up being terrible at the end of the year in all facets, I want you to pick one guy. Who do you throw the blame on the most? There's definitely nominees, but who would you blame the most? And I think part of the answer to that is also going to be in what aspect are they going to suck all year?
If they're not good this year?
Correct. And by not good, They're not going to be good this year. That we can already put that to bed.
They're worse than last year.
If we can't hang our hat on anything, we can't hang it on wins, we can't hang it on development, we can't hang it. If we're sitting here at the end of this year feeling like we did at the end of last year, where it's like, well, we have some young guys who could be good. I don't know. Somebody's mad at me for killing Willie's confidence.
I blame Vince Carter.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Willie cares what radio donkeys say. And if he does, then that's a whole different Donahue right there. Let's get to Matt Barrows next. We're going to talk 49ers. We'll wrap up the 49er week with him. Matt Barrows, of course, from The Athletic. And then tomorrow, don't forget, Scott Bear, NBC Sports, California, is going to join us to wrap up the Raider week, as well as we do every Tuesday and Wednesday. That's all coming up next, right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.